Hello students, today I am here to teach you all sea reading Bammera Pothana, the jewel of Telugu literature. Here Bammera Pothana is described as jewel of Telugu literature. That means he is a precious ornament for Telugu literature. How we preserve our precious ornaments in almaras, the same way Bammera Pothana is also as great as a jewel, a precious ornament in our Telugu literature. He is described in that way, he is compared in that way. Okay, so Bammera Pothana, he is a remarkable poet and he is born in our state. You know which district he belongs to? He belongs to Warangal district and he is from an agricultural family. His parents used to work in fields. So let us know more in detail about Bammera Pothana. Bammera Pothana was a remarkable poet known as Bammera Pothana was a remarkable poet who was born in our state. He translated Bhagavatam into Telugu. He was born in Bammera village of Warangal district. He belonged to an agricultural family. His father was Kesanna and his mother was Lakshmamma. He never hesitated to work in the agricultural fields despite his interest in poetry. So as discussed, he is a great poet born in Telangana, Warangal district, Bammera village, and what is his great work? He translated Bhagavatam into Telugu, which is a friendly language for a common man to understand. Okay, and his father's name is Kesanna and his mother is Lakshmamma. Though he was very much interested towards poetry, he never said no. He never hesitated to work for his father in agricultural fields. Here we must learn a lot from this great man. We should never say no, we should never forget about our roots, we should never forget about our family and our background. Yes, so never hesitate to take up our profession. At the early age, Pothana wrote Bhogini Dandakamu for King Sri Singha Bhupala. So those days, those who are very good at poetry would be called by the regional kings and asked to write poetry about their kingdom, about their features, about their reign, about their great things. All those things they used to ask these poets to write, which can be read by their offsprings or the generations, next generation. So in that way, Pothana was called by King Sri Singha Bhupala. Later on, he wrote Veerabhadra Vijayavu, describing the adventures of Veerabhadra, the son of Lord Shiva. So after his work for the king of Sri Singha Bhupala, he wrote Veerabhadra Vijayamu, describing the adventure of Veerabhadra. Veerabhadra is the son of Lord Shiva. He is one of his Jadas, one of the Jadas of Lord Shiva. So then at that time what happened? Daksh, the king of this world, performed a yaga or a yajna, for which he invited all the Devis and Devatas except Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is the son-in-law of Daksh. He did not like his son-in-law, so he did not invite Lord Shiva, only Lord Shiva. So Daksh's daughter Sati Devi, she did not like this. She felt really depressed. She felt insulted in front of all the king, all the Devi Devatas. She came down to the earth and started arguing with her father what the reason is for not inviting Lord Shiva. In this process of arguments, she was upset and she killed herself. Then immediately Lord Shiva was very angry with this incident and he sent his son Veerabhadra to destroy the place where Sati Devi has killed herself. So Veerabhadra comes down to the earth, kills Daksh and destroys the entire area where the Yajnavatika was. So all this story was narrated by Bammera Pothana, clearly explained in Telugu for the convenience of people. Pothana was a devotee of Lord Shiva. Later, he became a devotee of Lord Rama and developed interest in salvation. Initially, he was a devotee of Lord Shiva, and then he became a devotee of Lord Rama, and then he developed interest towards protecting human beings from danger. Okay, it is said that he was invoked or helped by Lord Rama and took up the work of translating Vyasa Bhagavatam into Telugu. So he was provoked, he was motivated by Lord Rama to translate Bhagavatam, Vyasa Bhagavatam into Telugu. Vyasa Bhagavatam means Bhagavatam, which was written by Vyasa in Sanskrit, that was translated by Bammera Pothana into Telugu. Okay, it is said that Lord Rama himself complimented the work of Pothana. Lord Rama himself has complimented, he said, Pothana, it's really a very good work, and this was written by Pothana he himself in his writings in Bhagavatam. So here we have an example of the write-up, a part or glimpses of his write-up. పలికెదిది భాగవతమట పలికెంచెడివాడు రామచంద్రుడటనే పలికిన భవహరమగునట పలికెడ వేరొండు గదా పలుకగనేలా. So here there is lots of meaning in this. I think this class will not be sufficient to explain this. So let me move on. Pothana dedicated his Bhagavatam to Lord Rama, refusing the orders of King Padmanayaka. Here what happened, King Padmanayaka insisted or forced Pothana to dedicate this work of translating Bhagavatam from Sanskrit to Telugu to this man. But Pothana said, no, it is waste of dedicating this work to a man or living creature. Instead, I dedicate my work to Lord Sri Rama, and he dedicated his work to Lord Sri Rama. Pothana was fond of using rhythm and repetition of sounds. His descriptions touched the hearts of the readers. So he always used to follow rhythm, music and repetition of sounds. Also his descriptions or his explanations or his write-ups used to touch the hearts of readers. Even common people quote the verses of Gajendra Mokshamu and Prahalada Charitra from Pothana Bhagavatam. So this sentence tells us that how friendly language he has used so that even a common man can use and understand the write-up of Bammera Pothana. Pothana is not among us now, but his works live forever and ever. His poetry still rings in our ears. See, if we do anything great, generations and generations will remember us. The same way, Pothana's work is also remembered by generations and generations. So that's all for today. That's all about this sea reading, Bammera Pothana, the jewel of Telugu literature. With this part, we have successfully completed second unit. So I request you all to remember these glossary words, memorize these words, and also answer to these questions. We have only 4 questions. You can answer to these questions very easily. Okay, that is how I get to know how my children have understood, how much my children have understood. So that's all for today. Let us catch up again with another interesting topic in the next video. Okay, see you all children.